All right, my lovelies, we're going to share a bit of an experiment this morning. Been doing some guided mindfulness practices, and I've done a couple of guided writing exercises as well. And today I want to see what happens if we mix those two things. I'm sure that I mix those two things all the time in my writing because I meditate every day and I write every day. But let's see what happens if we go straight from a mindfulness practice to a writing practice. So we're going to make sure we've got a pen and paper or some kind of writing, means of writing within arm's reach. Maybe it's a laptop or a tablet or whatever it is you use to take notes. I prefer a pen and paper personally, so you can make sure you get a pen and paper. And once you've got your pen and paper, if you open up your pad or whatever it is, or make sure you have a sense of there being a blank page in front of you. So you've got your pen ready, you've got your paper ready, and you've got the blank page there in front of you ready as well. And now bringing to mind somebody in your life who has shaped you, who's had a really important presence in your life, who's been a teacher for you, maybe someone who's inspired you, or maybe it's not a person that you would sort of traditionally consider to be particularly inspiring. It might be a deeply flawed person, but for you, somebody who shaped you and who is a part of who you are. If possible, try and choose someone who you don't have a deeply problematic relationship with yourself. So if possible, somebody who hasn't been a part of your trauma or wound, someone who shaped you. The person I've got in mind is my grandma, Mimi, and she passed away yesterday at the age of 102, and she was a deeply flawed person and also shaped me in many ways and inspired me in others. And I feel a lot of love when I think about her. So now we're going to put that to one side just for a moment, and we're going to go through a short mindfulness practice. And I'm going to keep it to 10 minutes. And just remembering that both of these practices, the mindfulness practice and the writing practice, they are practices. This is not your final opportunity to prove yourself to the world. This is not a performance. This is just showing up as an artist and as a person and taking a step forwards. That's all it is. It's a step. So getting into our meditation positions. Remember what I said before about having a straight, upright spine if you can. And I don't mean a kind of artificially like rod-like spine. A spine that is at rest but supporting you. And if you can be sitting up for this, then do. And your head is supported. The back of your head has that thread running from the back of your head to the ceiling, a sense of nobility. You're in a noble position. How would you sit if you were king or queen or sovereign? How would you sit? And putting your hands in a place where they feel at rest, either in your lap or resting on your thighs. Closing your eyes. if that feels comfortable too. Otherwise, letting your eyelids rest and softening your gaze. And just arriving in our bodies. I'd like you to imagine that your focus as you move it from one part of your body to another is like a spotlight. And we're going to start by imagining that we're sitting in the dark, sitting in shadow. And we bring the spotlight of our focus to our feet, first of all. That curious, inquiring, noticing, that focus. What is there to notice in your feet right now? Is there a tingle, sense of temperature, sense of pressure where your feet are contacting the floor? Sense of the texture of where your feet are in contact with the floor. And a sense of the volume of your feet, the amount of space that your feet are taking up, the shape of them. And moving the spotlight up to your legs. And when we move the spotlight to the next part of the body, try and maintain that sense of presence of the body part before, the part we've already focused on. So your feet are still with you, and you're moving the spotlight up to your legs. What sensations do you have in your legs? Is there a temperature there? Is there a feeling of a tightness or a looseness from the fabric that's around your legs, if you are wearing clothes? It's fine if you're not. Is there a sense of the blood that's running through the veins and arteries in your legs? Your legs aren't just static objects of their own accord, they're connected to the whole system of your body, and you can feel the blood running through your legs, the tingling, nerve endings, the pressure where your sitting bones meet the surface that you're sat on or lying on. And the sense of the volume and shape and form of both your legs. How much space are they occupying? What's the weight of your legs? Or the lightness? How much are they drawn towards the floor? How much are they drawn upwards? And now moving the spotlight upwards, up the body, still keeping our feet, our legs, our sitting bones, our pelvises with us. Moving the spotlight to the lower back. Feel any sensation in the lower back. And if at any point you come to a part of yourself and you don't have any impressions there, you can't pinpoint any sensations, then that's fine as well. make a note there, blank. So guiding your focus to your lower back, what's there? Is there a tingle? Can you feel the fabric of your clothing or the air against your lower back? Or is there nothing at all? Moving the spotlight round to the front, your belly, movement of your belly with the breath coming in and out of your body. And if at any point there's a part of yourself, your body, that you'd rather not focus on, you might find it helpful to bring your attention just back to your breath, like we did with the last practice, coming in and out of your nostrils. It's always there. For now, moving our focus up from your belly to the solar plexus, to the chest, to the shoulders, seeing what it's like to breathe any tension out of the shoulders with that parasympathetic out breath. Tops of your arms, your forearms, we're expanding the aperture of the focus, expanding the aperture of that spotlight. So with each new part of the body we add, keeping a sense of the rest of the body that we've already focused on. Forearms, the wrists, the hands. There's a rich forest of sensation in the hands. Fingertips. Get a sense of your hands resting there. They don't need to do anything right now. Your jaw. Your face. What's your face doing right now? If there's any tension there, letting go. And the same for the scalp, the whole head. Feeling the volume of the head, the way it's sitting in space. And now we're going to really expand the aperture of focus to the whole body. A sense of the whole body occupying the space it's occupying. And we're going to take a couple of breaths like that into the whole volume of your body. You might find it helpful to take a big in-breath and a slow out-breath through the nose as well. Feel how that breath in and that breath out engages your whole body. Another breath in. And a slow breath out. And now just let your body breathe exactly as it is for a few breaths like that. Now taking one more breath in and out. And with the next breath, welcoming that person we brought to mind at the start of the practice into your mind. An important person who has shaped you, who you know. Welcoming that person into your mind. Someone that you're able to have a feeling of love for. And as you welcome them into your mind, it might be a particular context or place. You might be with them in a place that you associate with them. And if at any point in this practice your mind starts to wander, that inner drunken mate that we talked about the other day starts to stagger off into a kebab shop or wandering off to argue with somebody. That's fine, that's what minds do. Just take them by the shoulders and escort your mind back to the path and what we're doing now, which is calling to mind our important person. And as you conjure your important person, just noticing what that does to your body. Is there a sensation in the body that arises when you're in the company of this person? It might be a relaxing, might be a sense of excitement, might be a warmth, or it might be nothing at all. And just for 1 minute, we're going to hold this person in mind. You might do that by literally imagining that you're taking them by the hands and looking at them in the eyes. What's the colour of their eyes? What's the shape of the nose? What's the hair like? What clothes are they wearing? What's the sound of their voice? Is it low or high? Is it a flat, monotone voice, or does it vary? Does it leap through different registers? Are they wearing any jewellery? What kind of light are they sitting in? Is it sunlit? Is it dark? Are you in a tight space or are you in a wide open space? And as we're sitting there with our important person, I'd like you just to start to move your fingers, start to wiggle your toes a little bit. bringing yourself out of the meditative state, opening your eyes gently, and reaching for your pad and pen or your writing tool, whatever it is. And you don't need to be alert. You don't need to be doing. You don't need to be in action mode. Writing the name of that person on the top of your page. And we're just going to spend the next 7 minutes writing that person. And we're going to address that person as we write to them. If it helps you to have prompts, write this at the top of the page. You sit. You stand. You turn. You walk. And use those as prompts to your writing, one after the other. Maybe try and write, if you can, 2 lines or 2 phrases, starting from each prompt. And stay with your person. Really address your person. How much of them can you conjure? We're going to write for 7 minutes. There is no right or wrong. We're just taking steps. And try and keep your pen moving or your fingers moving. Keep your pen moving across the page. No hesitating, crossing out. Just keep moving. For anyone that's just joined the video, this might be a time to wait until it comes up as a saved video on the page and start the practice from the start. You sit, you stand, you turn, you walk. Three more minutes. No hesitating, no crossing out. Everything you write is perfect. One more minute. Ten more seconds. And don't worry if it doesn't feel finished. Nothing ever does. Wrapping up. Lifting your pen from the page. And I'm going to share what I just wrote for my grandma Mimi, who passed away yesterday. And if you could share in the comments of this video what you wrote, that would be golden. Also, please let me know how you found this practice, if you found it useful, what you'd like to see changed about it, if you'd like to see me offer anything else in future. If you did find it useful, please do leave a tip in the tip jar. The link is in the description. This is something I'd really like to be able to offer more of. I'd like to offer it for free, but if you can afford to leave the price of a cup of coffee in the tip jar, that would be golden. Thanks for tuning in, lovelies. Here's my piece. You sit with your eyes haughty, hands resting on the armchair arms lightly, slight smile on your amphibian lips, used to stretch proper Maybelline smooth and unveil teeth conspiratorially in a smile. Spotlight on, always round you, limelight lizard, hot wound kimono. You stand like a galleon sail, all powers northwards, Scotland forever on the boat to sky. You turn as a bank of luminous cloud, face to the sun god, impossible to stop moving. You walk like a forest, goddamn. You never walk away. You can't walk away. You Mimi.